Like that again, it's not raining for when I made this video, but it is dark. So this one's going to be about kind of the north wall and the new yard. First, I'm going to kind of go over the curves and what not what I discovered, but my improvements to the curve track that I needed. What you can do with the curve track and kind of the what's missing for curve track with Bachmann EZ track. So you'd have to go back and find an older video, and you can see the older yard. I outgrew it, or the size, and so I wanted to make a longer yard and to include lead tracks into the yard to give me a space so that exiting the yard I didn't run straight out onto the main. So I have the pretty good decent size lead out there, and then this shorter curved one. As you can see in the video, I have not fixed this section yet. This is going to change because I am going to shorten this end of the yard up by one of these track sections, which is like 9 inches, so that I can move that switch back there. Let's see, that one there back this way some. So that crossover is going to move back. That crossover down there is going to move this way, and this S curve is going to shift this way when I'm done. Let's shed some light on this subject. Bachmann EZ track. They have 15, 18, 22, 26, 28, 33 and something, and 35-inch radius curve track. They skipped 24, 30, and something else maybe. I don't remember at the moment. But figured out what you can do. You can make like the in-betweens with the other diameters. So like this front track is probably 24 inches because it's composed of 26 and 22 sections. So it's like a 26, 22, 26, 22, 26, 22, and it gives you roughly 24. Same thing, well, the rest of these are normal, I think. I don't think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The third from the back may be a 30-inch radius. I'd have to pick it up to see. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but basically, it's roughly 30 inches. I took 33 and 28 and did the same thing like I was talking about for the 24, and it gives you roughly a little bit more than a 30-inch radius. The rear one's a 35, the next one's a 33, so that should be a 30, then 28, 26, 24. So that's the downside of this track, is they don't have curve track in those radiuses that you technically should have, but you can make them by combining them. Usually the way I do it is I take the lower size radius, say like a 22, I want 2 sections of that, and then 3 sections of the 26, and that'll give you roughly the 24. Is it exact? Probably not. I did create that on the floor. Basically, I took, I think I did it for 24. I took 26 radius sections and 22-inch radius sections and alternated them and made a complete loop on the floor, and then measured across for the diameter, and then half that for the radius. And yeah, it roughly worked out. So that's one of the downfalls we're working with this stuff. So originally I had all the spurs with some old style, or not old style, some manual switches that had the curve section. They didn't work very well for a lot of the rolling stock I have. I had to use small cars, or be very careful parking anything like that box car or those reefers. So I redid the yard, gave me the lead like I was talking about. I have this in here down, a little spot to add cars to the layout, and then park engines out of the way or stuff like that. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks for the yard, which I guess the back one could be the arrival departure track, and then your 3 classification tracks. Of course, it curves around to this wall now, instead of being just from there to here. And then I filled in all that dead space with the spurs, or the stub in track for storage, which I didn't really like, but it was something to do to be able to use up that track. I started with this section when I redid the layout. Basically, I rebuilt the ladder and then ran it around. I had to order a bunch of the curve track, and so the yard was incomplete for a while. I had a couple of these filled in or connected to come around here to this ladder. Here, I can zoom in for you, but it it was a kind of a proof of concept. It worked, and then all I had to do was wait on the curve section, or my order to show up with the rest of the curve track. You can see I got the rolling stock here, and then you may have noticed this passenger car, or set of passenger cars in this set. I borrowed these from my club to test, because I would like to get some passenger cars. Those two don't really match up with these two, whoever made them, because you can see the little sections joined together, and they don't on those. It was just to run them around the layout and test out. But this is the west side of the north wall. I'm going to come in with a DS74 that will control like this turnout and the corresponding one over there. So when you throw that address, those two open up, and vice versa for the rest of them. That way it saves addresses, and it usually works out better that way, to have them open up on both ends. Obviously you can do it manually throwing them and just do one. But anyway, hopefully soon, probably by the next video, I'll have this somewhat redone, but it's basically it'll just shorten this yard up so that I can add to that back there, because I want that. You can see that train is blocking the turnout. I want to I really need probably somewhere between 18 to 20 something inches to go this way, so that train back there will fit, because it's past the switch, or coming onto the lead here and doing the same way over there. If you can see that train back in there, the Norfolk Southern, or the two of them, I need to make that a little longer for that train, because I don't break it apart that much. That's pretty much it for this video. Next will be another wall or something else, so stay tuned.